Hey everybody, it's Mrs. McGurkin. Today you guys are going to complete the What is Your Genetic Profile lab. So this lab is looking at traits that you have for 8 common genetic traits here. So the first thing that you guys are going to do is look at the very back page and make sure that you have the correct um, paper for your class. So if you turn over to the back page, you guys should see the members of your class. And if you don't, then maybe go back to the back counter and look for the handout for your class. Okay. They were divided up into different sections based on block. So after you make sure that you have the correct paper, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to create hypotheses. So these particular traits are common in humans, and you need to think about whether you think the traits are dominant or recessive. So these are just your hypotheses, your best guess based on, life experiences. Do you think that rolling your tongue would be a dominant or a recessive trait? Okay, so write in those guesses here. All right, next up, you guys are going to answer these pre-lab questions. Feel free to use your resources to do so. Remember, you have definitions of all of these things in your notebooks. All right, after that, you're going to determine whether you have the particular traits or not. So most of these traits are pretty identifiable, and feel free to ask around or ask a partner if you think you have the particular traits. Okay, so you're going to do this for yourself first. Look at the 8 traits and figure out if you have them. If you have any questions about what a trait is, here are some visuals to help you guys out. Um, First of all, attached earlobes, as you guys can see here, this would be an unattached, and attached earlobes don't have like an actual lobe, they just connect directly to the side of your head. So that's that one. Next up is something called mid-digital hair. So you would look at the fingers here, and if you see dark coarse hair on that middle digit of your finger, then you have mid-digital hair. Next up is widow's peak. So widow's peak is that kind of V shape in your hairline that comes down. So this is a widow's peak here. This is a straight hairline here, meaning no widow's peak. Um, all right, another one that you guys may have some questions about is a cleft chin. So you probably know a cleft chin here as more of like an indented chin. So that little line there, or having a sometimes called dimple in your chin, is a cleft chin. Okay, so those are the ones that are probably not as identifiable as some of the other ones. Okay, so again, you need to work with somebody else to figure out if you have these traits. Um, Under procedure for step 1, here are some other examples of them if you can't really tell from the pictures what they are. Okay, so after you guys do that, you're going to come together as a class to compile the data because you're going to need everybody's data in the class. So if you guys take a look at the handout, you'll notice that I filled in my information at the bottom here just to kind of help you guys out. You only need to keep track of the traits that you have. So if you notice, I am a tongue roller, I have a widow's peak, and I have 5 fingers. So all of those things are listed here, and I just marked the traits that I have, okay? If there are people that are absent, just skip their data and don't include them in the overall count, okay? You'll be using this information on the back page here under Trait Table B for the other information that you guys need to fill out on the main lab handout. Okay, so this is where you guys are going to get the information to put into percent of class. If you've forgotten how to do percentages, here's a reminder up here, a little formula to help you guys out. Okay, under here where it says your phenotype, make sure you're putting in the ones that you have. So if you can roll your tongue under your phenotype, you're going to write tongue roller, okay? So if you guys take a look at this column here, this is where people have probably the most confusion. But if you look at step 4, you have 3 pedigrees that you need to solve. So attached earlobes, tongue rolling, 5 fingers. Those pedigrees are shown at the bottom of the second page and the top of the third page, okay? So use the information that we've talked about. The other thing I want to make sure you guys understand, carriers are not indicated on these, so you won't see any half-shaded individuals. So just keep that in mind when you're solving the pedigrees, okay? The only pedigrees are for these 3 traits. The rest of the traits, so like dimples is going to be dominant, okay? So you can fill in the table here with that information, okay? From there, you guys have to complete your genotype, okay? So if we do something, just as an example real quick, I do not have dimples, so I would put no dimples here under my phenotype. The percent of class I would find from that back table, table B, and then I know from the directions that dimples are dominant, okay? Because I do not have dimples which are dominant, my particular genotype for that is going to be recessive. So little d, okay? So again, I got that because I do not have dimples, which is a dominant trait, so I have the recessive for that, okay? Remember with genotypes, if you do have a dominant trait, you have both of those options. So if, let's say I have a widow's peak, which I do, and that is also a dominant trait, my options here would be big, big, or big, little. So I would put both options for that. Okay, so good luck on this. You guys are going to do awesome because you've really been doing a great job with all those pedigrees and solving. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Take care, everybody. Good luck.